In this video I'm going to show you how to change the belt in a JF150. The only tools you'll need are a Phillips head screwdriver and a spanner as well. So the first thing we're going to do is take the pedal off so we can remove the cover. So I'm just going to take the right hand pedal off here, so you use your spanner. So once that's off, the next stage is to remove all the screws on the base. So you'll want to move 6 screws on this side, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then on the other side, if you just remove the 4 and leave the 2 in them on the bottom, then you can easily take off just the one side of the cover. So we're going to do that now. So now we've taken out the 6 screws on this side, that's the 2 down the bottom and the 4 surrounding it. I've taken out the 4 on the other side, and I've left the 2 bottom ones in so this stays in place. Once you do that, this should loosen up and you'll be able to feel it come off like that. The next thing to do is just remove your seat post. So then the case won't get caught in it once you try to take it out. So if you keep the crank upwards, and that should give you the best chance of taking the cover off. So once you get your cover off and you feel that you've got a loose belt, this is what it will look like. It won't be wrapped around any of the flywheels here. So how to get this back on is you make sure it's looped around the crank and positioned up like that, and then very gently whilst holding the belt in place, just turn your crank round, and then in a bit of force it should pop back into place down the bottom there, making sure it's in place there. And then once it's all the way around, it'll be popped back into place like so, and you should be able to turn your pedal, your crank quite easily. So once your belt is back on, it should move quite smoothly like so, and you should notice that it's all in line as well with, if you look centrally down there and it's not at any angle whatsoever, it's completely in line with that. Because if you have it slightly off centre, then what you'll find is that over time the belt will come off again. So to make sure that doesn't happen is make sure the belt is central to the main flywheel here, and give it a few turns just to make sure that it's quite a smooth movement on there. So once your belt is back in place and back on the flywheel, the next stage will be to put your exercise back together. Now the easiest way to do this, if you position your crank slightly off 90 degrees and just feed it through the hole on the casing, and then it should slot over like so. Get a little bit of force, should go back into place. So once all your screws are back in place, the next thing to do is just put the knob back on the seat. So just lift your seat and then screw that in like so. Until that's nice and tight there and your seat's lined up. That, and then finally just put the pedal back on. It's quite simply just the exercise we've done in the first instance, but in reverse. So just line your pedal up, and this is the right pedal, so it'll be clockwise. There it goes on.